Long-awaited grand jury report on Pittsburgh, Greensburg, and 4 other Catholic dioceses could be released as soon as tomorrow. KDKA investigator Andy Sheehan has a look at what the report might say about what the church did and didn't do to protect young people from sexual abuse.
The Pittsburgh Diocese became a national leader in reform under now Cardinal, then Bishop Donald Wuerl, who defied the Vatican back in 1993 by refusing to reassign pedophile priest Anthony Cipolla. But the rest of the record is not so stellar, according to victims who carry the scars.
Trouble with their marriages, trouble with alcohol, drug abuse, attempted suicides.
We brought you the story of Paul Dorsch and several of his former classmates at Quigley High School who say they were molested by their former headmaster, Father Jack Hale. Our investigation found that when the allegations were brought to the diocese, Hale was reassigned to chaplain work at Shadyside Hospital and that law enforcement was never notified. The diocese eventually removed Hale from ministry, but I found him working as a youth counselor in Weirton, and after our reports, West Virginia revoked his license. And that is only one case. There have been a parade of priests convicted of sexually assaulting young people. Father Robert Walk of St. Thomas More in Bethel Park, Father Richard Zula of Saints Mary and Ann in Marianna, Washington County, and Father Richard Dorsch, convicted of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy in North Park. In each of these cases, there have been questions about whether the diocese had prior knowledge of the actions of these priests and whether church officials alerted police.
We have found that there was an ongoing pattern of cover-up, basically, by the diocese.
Alan Pear, who has represented victims of Hale and other priests, welcomes the grand jury report, hoping it will definitively answer these questions.
This could open the doors to really finding out the truth about what happened over the years and what the diocese's response was to these abusive priests.
The grand jury reports on other dioceses have been scathing, and this one will be no exception. As many as 90 priests and religious are expected to be named, though some of those names will be redacted. Reporting downtown, Andy Sheehan, KDKA-TV News.